In today's video, I talk about progressive overload. And in reality, this is exactly the key to you getting them gains. You think we should talk about that? Of course we should talk about that. What's up, guys? You're rocking with Frank Daniels here. And before I get talking about progressive overload, if you want to get some free information on how you can build a rock-solid midsection right in this area, I have a free report for you. You can download it by clicking this button right here. Mobile device users, head down below, click the first link in the description. Let's talk progressive overload and what that's all about. Once again, the key to you building muscle, creating more dense muscle, creating more muscle mass. Muscle equals metabolism. Metabolism helps you burn more fat. So in order for you to create those things and the host of positive benefits that come along with it, you need to put your muscles under increasingly more tension as you move through your training cycle. Now, the big issue with this is a lot of people step into the gym and they just kind of do the same rep schemes with the same weights over and over, and this is exactly the opposite of progressive overload. All right, so let's talk about a couple ways you can look at this. And one of the issues with progressive overload, or where people will make a mistake, is they think they have to make massive jumps in weight or repetitions, and you really don't have to do that. You just have to make small incremental jumps in order to obtain your progressive overload. So let's take this set and rep scheme right here. We'll say you're doing back squats. You've got 3 sets at 8 reps and you use 225 pounds. Week 1, you do 3 sets at 225 pounds. Well, if you want a progressive overload the next week, you can show up and do your first set at 230 pounds, so just 5 pounds more. And then if you did the next 2 at 225, it wouldn't matter because you ultimately increased the volume or the weight that you were doing from the previous week. And that's a progressive overload. All right? It's a minor change, but it's enough to elicit a change in the body, right? Another way you could think about it is, again, we'll take 225. So I'm supposed to do 3 sets of 8. And maybe on that first set, I hit 10 reps instead of 8. Once again, it's not a huge and a massive change, but it's enough to progressively overload the body in order to tell the muscular system, okay, it's time to change. And especially for beginners, you may be increasing these things a lot, but once you've been training for a little while, you're not going to make huge jumps in weights or repetitions on a week-to-week basis. So instead of thinking about nailing the whole shebang in one shot, think about small incremental changes. So one thing you should watch out for is actually overloading too much, which is why we're talking about this method right here. But we spoke about how beginners will advance a lot more quickly, especially in terms of weight, where a more advanced trainee would have more difficulty increasing in weight and volume just because they've been doing it for so long. It starts to get more difficult. This is a good method for that. But you may be following a training program, for example, that requires for you to increase a certain amount of weight on a given day, and it's not really taking into account you as an individual on that given day. So for example, last Wednesday you might have walked in the gym and you felt like $1,000,000 and you absolutely killed it. And then this Wednesday, when required to do that same workout and increase your weights by a certain amount for a variety of different reasons, mainly life is just kicking your ass on that particular day, you feel like crap. And then you try to push yourself to that max and ultimately kind of put yourself in the dumps, which harms your recovery and makes you feel shitty, and now you got to recover from those things. It's not a great way to progressively overload. So it's important to take those things into account, and that's why this is a pretty good method of thinking about how you do that. Because to be quite honest with you, good training has you kind of increasing in strength and performance and heading in this direction, and you never really noticed that it was happening like that. Like, it's like you'll be going here and you were never too sore, you were never too shot, your joints were never too banged up, and then all of a sudden you're moving like this and you look in the mirror and you're like, God damn, what the hell am I doing? It's working. That's good training right there. So when you progressively overload, once again, it doesn't have to be much, because too much is too much of an overload. You won't recover. This is a great formula for getting your body to just kind of increase and put it under pressure on a weekly basis, but not too much pressure where ultimately it kind of goes backwards. So, I hope you guys enjoy this video. And if you really enjoy this video and you want more information on how to build a rock-solid core, first of all, everybody wants to build a rock-solid core. So if you're into that, I have a free report that talks about the biggest mistakes that people make when it comes to training their core and exactly how to fix them. You can download it by clicking this button right here. Mobile device users, head down below, click the first link in the description. If you really enjoyed this video, I'd love for you to head down below, like, leave a comment, and of course, subscribe to this channel so you can get these videos sent directly to you when they come out. Guys, my name is Frank Daniels. Enjoy your day. I think we should talk about it. 225 times 8, 225 times 8, 225 times 8. 3 sets of 8 at 225 pounds. I didn't have to say that all that many times. Asking them to do very specific things. Yeah. Weight by a spit. You looking spiffy, baby. You are looking spiffy. Hot damn! This shit is working. Everybody wants to build a rock solid mix. For example, you weren't ever at one point or any point. I'm gonna record that again.